奏でる準備はできました。千の音色の読み、人は私をそう呼びます。
Hey everyone, Silverox is here, and the unit coming this week to Octopath Traveler COTC is a bit of surprise. NetEase threw everybody a curveball. It is not Sacred Hearts, and it's not Rulon and War Richard. It is Yomi, the Wandering Lutist of 1,000 Tones. This is the unit that's releasing with the Torch Points Enhancement Level 2 system. While she is a good unit-ish, it's one that everyone wants, but not in the way you think. And actually, it is in the way you think, because it's for her A4. Spoilers. But what does Yomi do as a unit herself? She is a dancer, and her role is that she's an ice and light support. Her special abilities is that she can grant all allies capped passive magic attack and elemental damage up, plus 75,000 damage cap for one offensive action automatically if they don't attack, or with active skills even if they do. Also can passively auto-extend non-unique buffs for allies that didn't act that turn. So her preferred weapons would be a Cosmic Fan for the free passive buff extension. She's not meant for damage, having only 2 damage skills total. Preferred accessories would be debuff extension accessories are useful, buff extension for Celestia use, breaker gear can work well on her too as needed. For her passive skills, her basic passive is that she, at the start of battle, grant herself Night Song for 9 turns. Night Song gives self 30% magic attack elemental damage up, ignore evasion with attacks, and gain 75,000 damage cap up. Night Song is completely removed after using any offensive action, regardless of the remaining duration. Her first 1-star passive is at the end of turn, grant all allies that did not use an attacking action 1 BP, remove sleep and comatose ailments, and grant them Night Song for 9 turns. And it is a very simple like that. An attacking action is anything that does damage. So if you use a buff or a debuff or a healing skill or anything like that, then you will gain 1 BP and Night Song. Her 3-star passive is that while in the back row, inflict AoE 5% physical attack, magic attack down. And the 6-star skill evolution for this also inflicts AoE physical defense, magic defense down while in the back row. And she does spend a lot of time back there, so this is a okay passive. It's just not a very high effect. Her TP passive is at the end of turn, grant all allies that did not take an action this turn, restore 5% of their max SP, extend all buffs that are not unique, counters, or blocks by 1 turn. And basically that just means that if you did nothing that turn and ended up in the back row at the end, or if you lost your turn because you had a status ailment or something like that, then you're just going to get some SP back, and any buffs that were on you are not going to lose any duration if they weren't unique buffs. So it's something, it's nice. And then the TP level 2 enhancement, as she is the first new unit to release with it already pre-unlocked, is that she will also grant a 1000 HP barrier to all allies that did not take an action this turn. The reason I find this very strange that they chose to release her with TP2 is that her TP2, in all honesty, is kind of bad. Like, the enhancement priority is low. Like, 1000 HP barrier, if you didn't do anything that turn, is not really game-changing, and it doesn't really do anything. I would save the resources, because they're very limited. Please look at the video link below about TP2 if you have any questions about how the system works. Moving on to her skills. Her base kit is a 1-hit AoE Ice that exploits Sword, Fan, and Light, and inflicts 10% physical attack, magic attack down for 2 turns. Then she has a front row HP regen for 2 to 5 turns, and that at max boost reaches all allies. So she could be your healer if you wanted, and being a support at the same time. Multi-roles. Then she has a random target reduce shields by 1, and inflict 15% ice/light resistance down for 2 turns, and repeat 2 to 5 times based on boost level. And then after using the skill, automatically swap to the back row. So basically this just random target reduces shields by 2 to 5. Then she has an AoE 15% physical defense, magic defense down for 2 turns. And with Night Song, also inflict 30% physical attack, magic attack down for 2 to 5 turns, but then remove Night Song, which is very weird that it removes Night Song, but then she immediately gets it back because this is not an attacking action. So it's kind of a redundant penalty, so it doesn't do anything. I don't know. This is actually a very good skill because AoE defense down without an attack is very rare. So this like gets around counters and like units that cover, because debuff skills ignore cover. So that's a very interesting use that she could have for certain clears, potentially. Then she has an AoE 30% ice/light res down for 2 to 5 turns. And then she has a priority single ally 100% potency up with ice/light attacks for 1 to 4 turns. And if she has Night Song, grants them 150% potency up with ice and light attacks instead, but then remove Night Song, which is also redundant because then she immediately gets it back. So I really don't know why that exists, but anyway. Her 4-star skill is an all allies 30% ice/light damage up, plus grant the ability to crit with magic for 2 to 5 turns. Then her 5-star skills are a 1-hit single target ice that exploits Sword, Fan, and Light with an extra 100,000 damage cap up, and at max boost it's a 2-hit single target instead. Then she has an AoE reduce shields by 4 plus inflict frostbite for 2 to 5 turns, and then automatically swap to the back row. And then her TP active skill is a single target reduce shields by 3 to 6, and then automatically swap to the back row. At max boost, also inflict 1 stack of physical miss and magic miss, meaning the enemy's next physical attack and magic attack will automatically miss for the first hit. The TP level 2 enhancement for this active skill is that at max boost, it inflicts 2 stacks of physical miss and magic miss instead. And the TP2 priority for this skill is very low, because 1 extra stack of miss is very unlikely to super duper matter. Yes, there might be some niche cases where that matters, but in all honesty, this is not worth the TP2 resources. I would save them for the future and much better units, no matter how many they give us as a gift at the beginning. For her EX skill plus ultimate technique, her EX skill has 2 total uses, and it's unlocked when she has Night Song, so basically almost always. It is a priority AoE debuff limit for active/passive ice and light resistance down is increased to 50% for 2 to 5 turns, and then also grants all other allies Night Song for 9 turns. So this is like an active way to grant Night Song. So basically, if your characters have been doing active things, this is basically the way to look at this is if they've been using active skills and not earning Night Song, then she can use this as a priority skill to give them Night Song that turn, regardless of what they did last turn. So then they get the 75,000 damage cap up and the passive buffs if they need them. Her ultimate technique is a support class ultimate. It is called Narration Waning Moon. It is a single target 5% ice/light resistance down, plus all allies gain ice/light damage up for 3 turns with the same amount, 5%, and also grant all allies Night Song for 9 turns. At ultimate level 10, the debuffs and buffs both scale to 10% and 4 turn duration. At ultimate level 20, the debuffs and buffs scale to 15%. At ultimate level 20, it has 40% initial charge and gains 40% charge per BP, 80% with AU, meaning it takes 4 BP to fully charge, 2 BP with AU. The 200% gauge activation bonus is back surge, which means she can use this ult from the back row before her row partner acts that turn. The AU priority is that this is a very good ultimate if actively using her, however, her A4 is far more important to chase first. And speaking of that A4, for her Awakenings plus A4 accessories plus the TP2 bonus, A1 is not necessary, she's the support. A2 is nice to have more options. A3, HP will never be bad to have more of. I know I'm rating those things, but this is a character you're going to A4 no matter what if you get her, because her A4 accessory is the Night Hair Ornament. It grants 900 HP, 90 SP, minus 50 crit, and 60 speed. And what it does is it grants the paired ally 100,000 damage cap up when using elemental attacks. And while in back row, also inflict AoE 10% ice resistance down, which is almost always going to be active because you're in the back row, because that way your ally in the front row is getting 100,000 extra damage cap up when using magic. So yeah, this is going on Isla, who's right behind Zerk in your rainbow teams, by the way. This A4 tier rating is SSS tier. It is 100% must own if you ever use magic teams. Plan for this, shard for this, as SMTs are shardable. Giving your strongest magic user like Zerk 100,000 more cap for free that they do not need an accessory slot for is beyond good. And the bonus ice res down for free is also nice if you're not capping passive res down. May not matter because if you're using the Lynette plus Setzer combo, you can get 30% passive res down pretty easily though. So the TP level 2 bonus for having both active and passive passives upgraded is that it'll grant all allies 15,000 damage cap up when using ice attacks. Like, this is the worst TP2 bonus to exist, especially considering it's only for a single type of damage. So the TP2 priority for this for having them both is low, and because both her passive and active skills TP2 bonus is, in my opinion, low, this might be the unit releasing with TP2, but you should just not use any of the resources on her TP2 for this because of how limited they are, in my opinion. For an optimal skill loadout, for skill 1, I would take her AoE 15% physical defense, magic defense down, plus capped physical attack, magic attack down with Night Song. That is a very, very powerful debuff skill. I can see potential speed clears and some uses for her just for that skill alone because of how good it is, or the damage reduction of potential as well. Skill 2, AoE 30% ice res down. If you're using pure ice teams or pure light teams in the future when Sacred Hearts does release, that is just instant cap down. Instant active cap down for both those elements. That's really powerful. And same thing for skill 3, the all allies 30% ice/light damage up plus magic crit. Capping damage up instantly with a single skill is also very good. Skill 4, if you do have A2, or when you have A2 if you're using her, because you do go for the A4 over time. The AoE or single target reduce enemy shields, but whatever you need. AoE if you need frostbite, and single target for up to 6 shields versus 4. Just, vary in what you need. For unit synergy, Yomi primarily synergizes well with ice or light magic teams, but can help any team with her 1-turn passive damage cap she can give, but her skills support those 2 elements best. So to cover those elements best, for ice, Rondo EX, Giga Ice support and enabler plus sub DPS, Ultrix EX for ice DPS, and Celes, a very potent ice DPS as well. For light, Hikari EX, Giga Light DPS, Elrica EX2 and Parties EX Soon are both massive light enablers plus DPSs. Parties EX specifically is an extreme light DPS as well as the support. Those two really help revolutionize light like insane. Stay tuned for their reviews in the future. So, to pull or not to pull plus overall rating. Yomi herself as a unit is fine. She can really support 2 elements very well, even if others sometimes do it better or enough without her if you do not have the space. She does not really have a place for rainbow teams, really. However, that's not really the point. She is a must-own unit for every account if you ever use magic seriously. Her A4 is Bargello A4, levels of important, but even better for magic, granting 100,000 damage cap up without needing to be worn on your magic DPS is insanely good. And she is both shardable A4 and a selector 1. With the enhanced paid selector quality of life, Yomi will be on the December anniversary selector, where you can guarantee her for only $7 USD. Her awakening stones will not hit the exchange till probably October or November anyways, so you do not need to pull her now if you'd rather selector her and save the rubies. Just be sure to shard for her stones even before owning her when they do show up in the shop. As always, pull advice is just advice. Please pull responsibly and have fun your own way. Tier 4 free to play. A0 if you ever use magic. You want this A4. Psst. I won't tell if you want to save rubies and only spend $7 on the selector. You can keep this tier and still do that because it's so cheap and assertively good value. Just don't tell anybody. Tier 3, low spin / passes. A0 or skip for the selector in December. Tier 2, Dolphin. A0 or skip for selector. Chase A4 now if you really want, but she is shardable, so like I said, I just have patience and wait it out, personally. Tier 1 Whale, A4AU, and enjoy that immediate extra 100k cap. So overall rating, DPS D tier. Yeah, she's not a DPS, please don't. I don't care. I mean, Spear's gonna do it, but that doesn't mean you should. I mean, come on, he's awesome, but that doesn't mean you should be doing it. She only has 2 damaging skills. It's gonna be a very short showcase, alright? It's gonna be very short. Support is S tier. Heal is S tier. Tank not available. Overall tier is unit A because she's a solid support, but it's not like a must pull for that. I have to rank her based on what she does as a unit, not because her A4 is a must own. So for me, example, I'm going to try to pull for her on release just to have her A0 and then wait to shard her. But that's because my selector slots are already full. So I'm not able to save her for that. But like I said, if you're able to wait for the selector, it's an insanely good value. Save your free rubies so you don't have to gamble on it. She is an SMT. You can pick her up there. That is a very smart thing to do and plan for. Other than that, thanks for everyone that watched. Please, like I said, check out the TP2 guide linked in the video below if you have any questions about the new TP2 system that got released. There's a lot of valuable information about that, and the reason, like I said, you should skip upgrading Yomi if you do get her now is because her TP2 upgrades are honestly kind of bad. The resources are very slow to get. Basically, if you do it from the new hunts only, you only get about enough resources about once a month, and the rest only come from pulling. I know they're going to give us probably some for free. This video is coming out before I see what they give us. So, like I said, I would honestly recommend, even if you get Yomi, save the materials for future units, so that way you don't have to worry about it. It's always better to have more resources than you need, so that way you can use them if things change, or a past unit that you use a lot gets their TP2 that you want to use. Stuff like that. Anyway, thanks for everyone supporting the channel. It means the world to me, as I too try to do this full time, because I do with my disability, I am unable to work normal jobs, so I am trying to make YouTube work as a source of revenue to be able to support myself. So anyone that does support the channel, it means the world. Please do check out the channel memberships. I've added a lot of good new perks and tiers for both the Sonic voice acting side and the COTC side. If you do want some specific help with clears and stuff like that, there is a channel membership tier for you, so check it out. All the support does help everything. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more COTC content to come in the future. You all rock, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.